I have Kitam Jabir and Jamiah Phillips. Guys, how are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Thanks
really
so
well.
much
Thank you.
for joining with me. So, do you guys want to talk a bit to our live viewers about this music video, Discoloration?
My buddies Katy, Guillen, and the Drive came to me with this track. They're an indie band, and so they're like, "Hey, we have this track. We want a video. Do the video. What can you do?" And since they're really good friends of mine, let lack of budget stop my creativity, and so I contacted creative collaborators, Jamiah, and we shot the video just starting in my apartment at 9 p.m. And then ending on them. And so yeah, it was a complete labor of love that's ended up being in my portfolio.
And so you directed and edited this as well?
Yeah. Yeah, so Jamiah was our DP, and kind of the look of each frame, and I'll let them talk about more about that. I came up with the concept, directed, and edited it, and then I was also in it. I'm also in the video. It's a skeleton crew, as they would say.
Yeah, it was.
Oh no, so you work the cinematography end of things, Jamiah.
Yes, I was behind the camera. And so we really just wanted to mess around and play with stuff and see what we could come up with. Yeah, it was really collaborative. And we wanted it to look very moody as well. So that's what we went with.
Nice. So can you guys talk to us, our live viewers, a bit about your experience with directing and cinematography?
Yeah, Ja, you can go first.
Okay. Well, I have a background in news, so I'm in documentary quite a bit, and I've always really loved cameras. So I'm self-taught, and I've had a mentor as well in the news industry. I don't know how much of things I can talk about, but yeah, yeah. And then I started creating with a bunch of friends, and we've come up with some really cool things, and really wanted to challenge each other on what things look like and how they can feel, and how that could relate to story.
Wow, in kind of the film industry in various capacities for a little over a decade, from being a PA in the entry level to casting to direct. I would say when it comes to large scale like commercial projects, I'm usually on those things, and when it comes to smaller budgeted projects where they're music video, then I'm more on the director, and even I will even pick up a camera and shoot as well. My goal would be to direct all the time, but I'm definitely willing what it takes to get to that level. And I think at the end of the day, what's cool about being dimensional is like, I love creating. It is like, but it's also what I love to do for fun, and that's why Jamiah and I work so well together. Is because paycheck at the end of the day, like we're still gonna make something really cool, and that's literally birthed. So,
how did the two of you know each other? Like, how did you come together?
We met. I think we were helping somebody shoot their YouTube show.
Yeah,
Ja?
we met on set. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I did audio, and Tom was DPing.
Oh yeah, it's like one of our mutual friends brought us in to help their friends. So yeah, we met at like Egg Studios in Brooklyn, and from then, shout out to Mamadou, because he's the glue that keeps connecting all my favorite. He kept he kept putting us in situations where we were around each other, or able to develop creative relationships that, you know, here we are. That was like literally 4 years ago. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so when did you guys end up filming Discoloration?
Was that?
Yeah, what day was
I
that?
think it was last June. Was it last June?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one random night. We were just like, we're gonna go pull an all-nighter.
What happened
Um,
is, yeah, now I remember, because so for this band, again, the same band that had done like a big old music video, 25 person crew. We did like Thumb and Louise. That was like that a lot of energy goes into that. When they approached me to do a second video, they're like, definitely doesn't need to be anything in the realm that to. And so I was like, okay, bet I'll come up with something. And they trust me, just let me roll with it. And so I remember I just hit up Jaws like, hey, you want to and see what we can do, and so that's what we did. I think I had like a loose being kind of this like moody, a little like experience, and so with each setup we were able to, it was literally all in my apartment. We had like such like we had like just like the lighting gear, like we were like duct taping things to the end of light things correctly, because we both have like definitely enough knowledge to get to make, don't always have the like immediate access to all the nicest auxiliary gear. So yeah, when you watch the video, you'll see like moments of me sitting waiting around me, and just know that that's literally like a $30 LED light strip from cycle from like a shoot that we did, and so yeah, it was and just the amount we learn from being able to take our time, be rushed by like a clock of like we don't want to keep these people waiting or ever, because when you have a big crew, it's like you kind of have that additional pressure of time, but people literally having fun and then seeing what you can create. It's a much more, so yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. When you talk about it, I was like, oh, right. Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
And so do you want to tell our live viewers maybe a bit about what the song is about?
Yeah. It's called Discoloration, and it's kind of about losing losing that little lust, but then like finding a way to be open. And so yeah, that's basically the premise of the video. And so it kind of hit like pretty close. I was going through a lot of like really personal heavy things, and I had lost my luster, and so to be able to like channel that, I think that's part of the reason look like I knew what I was doing on screen, is because I was like actually feeling watching the video, and so like at the end of the video it ends with going to fit in the ocean, and that kind of like signifies a little bit of like a rebirth. I'm not okay, but I will be type thing. And yeah, to like channel my sad girl energy into a video.
Oh, I love that. And did your friend write this song?
Oh yeah, Katy wrote this song about their own experience of like feeling a little discolored. Or I sent them the video, like they had like I didn't tell them anything that we were doing, because I didn't just see what happens, but again having that trust by them is super awesome. They were floored. They're like, whoa, you like literally nailed what I meant. And so that's like the ultimate compliment, is when you're able to translate somebody else's through, as the director that's like, you know, that's the creme of the crop. It's like, cool. You know, I did it.
No, that's awesome. Jemiah, so you
Yeah.
said that you work cinematography, you work the news?
So I really was very vague there. But I'm an associate producer in news, and cinematography. I just learned from being on set. And going to so many shoots, and that was just very fun. And so I was like, I want to be a cinematographer. I want to be out on the field, and recording things and trying to convey emotions because I really see things through pictures. Um, and so yeah, that's where that experience is like was built. And then yeah, I've had a lot of different experiences, but yeah, mostly in news.
So is
I
this the
think I
first time?
just want to pick up.
Yeah,
I
no,
just really
go
wanted,
ahead.
yeah, I wanted to piggyback on like I think a lot of people don't realize, especially when they first entered like this whole industry of like some of don't just do the job that you met them doing, you know.
Mhm.
Who's like in charge of like lighting. Like I met them as a grip, but you know, their film just like wrote and directed it. And so that's the coolest thing about kind of like being into it, and then you can pivot in whatever direction you want to pivot in. And so I, you know, a lot of times when I'm on set, I'm pushing papers, but then other
Right.
times I'm digging. And so
Yeah.
yeah, John and I definitely have some duality of being like on the production and then also being on the creative end of things, which knowing the logistical things that making a shoot happen is so helpful for being on the creative end of things, because you really nail things and like what's actually possible to do given, you know, the resource that's so
Mhm.
So you said you've been in this film for about a decade.
yeah. And the industry for about a decade. I mean, I'm 32, and right when I graduated college, I started films and stuff. Um, and, and it was like most a bulk of my experience in industry world, mainly because it's shorter. Uh, like a commercial shoot, it's like working on a full movie or even a TV show, which is like, you know, months and months of time usually. And I enjoy not having that much of a commitment, like my own
Mhm.
film or series that's being made. But yeah.
Mhm.
And Jemiah, how long have you been in the industry?
7 years, 7 or 8 years now.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
do you guys have any advice for, directors, filmmakers, and cinematographers that are really just getting started?
I was like, don't let the lack of like gear or experience
Ugh.
keep you from want to make. Like as you can kind of see in this upper corner, it says "make cool shit." My motto. I don't know if I could say it. Sorry. My motto is that. It's like have such like the fact that we have 4K cameras right here is ridiculous. But yeah, don't let lack of gear keep you from making that thing, because honestly, you're only going to get better through the first film you make is never going to be perfect. And so keep that in mind and doing it,
Mhm.
And
or just do it.
how about
Yeah.
you?
I would say just keep watching things over and over and over again. Just like find patterns in things, and try to focus on a story, because that's like the core thing. Everything else outside of that is nice to have, and make sure you're like focusing on sound. But as long as you have a core story, people are going to follow along with you. Um, and always do your research about that story. Always make sure you're reaching out to people, and seeing if this is true to something and not just kind of making a caricature of it.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining with me today and getting to talk to all of our live viewers. You guys, you get to see Discoloration on Saturday, March 25th at the Cranberry Theater from or Cranford Theater. My apologies. I always say Cranberry when I say Cranford. The Cranford Theater from 9 to 11 p.m. Both of you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.